Hi everyone, this is Shavi, and today I welcome you all for the Tech Podcast series. Today we have Ekaterina with us. She is a truly amazing person. She is working as a technology consulting manager at Accenture, and also she is Microsoft MVP in the domain of artificial intelligence. So I welcome you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's a real pleasure.
Amazing. Would love to know more about your journey of working in the field of artificial intelligence and how you actually collaborated both things. Would love to know that.
Of course. Well, a journey in artificial intelligence always sounds strange because people understand artificial intelligence in so many different ways. So they can either perceive it as something very technical or something out of this world or something that's non-existent and it just sounds fancy on your job description. But it all started when I was in university, and I was studying both programming and I was studying business strategy, and I was trying to find actually where is the middle. So where do this IT world and business world meet? Then I actually started working with machine learning and data science. So I was doing all the programming, like doing the modeling stuff. Did my master's also in this area. So I was really passionate about data science, and I became really passionate about data. So at this moment I was okay, I am there for data science, I will be doing data science and this will be it. But this was like a few years ago, when AI was something very blurry. And then I got my first job in Microsoft. So this was tech world that just opened in front of me, and allowed me to see actually that my experience in data science, my passion for data, they can translate into something bigger. So this was the moment when I started really connecting data to artificial intelligence, like cognitive services. So realizing the potential of data, digitalizing data. And this is when I started refocusing on more on the data strategy side, more on the artificial intelligence side, but not that much on the technical one, but rather on the business one. Because it seemed like there is so much effort put already in the technical side, but somehow it's not getting one step ahead of that. So after Microsoft, I decided to actually explore more sides of it. So I had this like big tech company experience, but I was like, okay, I want to see who is actually using this technology. And I started working for a partner. I joined several communities, and I started teaching in a university. So really to gather the perspective of enthusiasts, of students, of customers, and then the vendors. And I was like going for it all. And this is the moment where I entered the data science community here, and then as part of it joined the MVP community. So really going to events with them, listening a lot to what they were saying, and then showed interest in me participating there. Of course, MVP program is non for profit, so it's everything about people that are interested in the topic. So this is how I earned my first award. I had like 17 or 18 events where I was just presenting, and it's already 3 years. A lot of events. Due to COVID, a lot of international events were possible because they were all virtual. And then I continued in the financial sector in the meantime, and now I'm part of Accenture, working as technology consulting manager. So finally got to the last stage, I would believe, in the stakeholder management view, and this will be the consulting.
That was amazing hearing that. Like your journey is it's not just a journey, it's an inspiration as well for me. I would say, because you taught students, you learned, you actually try to understand that what can be the best fit for you. So it's actually an amazing journey, I would say. So adding up to it, I would love to know that how like when you got started with the like data science field and everything, like what actually striked you, like when it comes to teaching young developers, and what actually struck you about teaching?
Teaching is amazing. Teaching is a whole new world. And I don't know, there are these people like in the community that teaching is undermined a lot. Like you're going to teach if you're not working for a company or a big corporation. But actually, I was teaching during the weekends, and I was teaching amazing students. And the best thing about that is they keep asking questions, and they keep asking like very interesting questions, new scenarios. It's new topics constantly revealed, so constantly like changing the schedule of the lectures that we were giving, exercises we were doing. But the best thing about that was that once we get to know each other, because I was teaching in an American university, so there are like fewer people in a class. To have this relationship between the professor and the student, at some point we get into developing projects, like projects that would mean more for them, projects for their thesis, projects with companies. So really sparkling, like seeing the spark in their eyes, and especially when it comes to data and finding this spark earlier, this means a lot. And I have few of them already working as data scientists, like senior data scientists, and doing machine learning and everything. So they're truly amazing. So when you see what they've achieved, and when you see that you've actually been there in the beginning, it's a feeling that I cannot describe. You cannot receive in a company, probably.
I can totally relate to it. Like that feeling is something we can define in words, but yeah, we can feel, and that happiness when you see someone growing because of your teachings. So that's truly amazing. So in that case, how was your journey? Like when you got started, how was your learning? And would love to know about your experience with the community as well. Like have you worked with some Azure community as well in your learning stage in the beginning?
So it's not really about my teaching. It's about the students themselves. So it's about their personality, it's about their potential and how they want to develop it. I'm just there to give them resources to share experience. So the way to work with them, but it's them. So they're the core of it all. For me, it was no, I wasn't part of any communities while I was studying. I was like very focused to find a job. Because for me, like this was the end goal. Then I was like, okay, I will finish my bachelor degrees. I will finish business. I will finish IT. Hopefully, I'll be on a nice business position or a nice IT position in a big company. And through the years, I was like just looking for the job. But then when it gets to data, when I get more internships, I started looking into additional events, like startup events, events about data mining, some kind of competitions where you could join, some kind of like hackathons in datatons. So this was the path that I selected, because when you go to a hackathon, you see all these youngsters like gathering together and rebuilding the future for 24 hours. You see a lot of ideas. And then I joined this data science society where we were working and we were developing. So I was mentor there. So we were mentoring teams to actually work on an amazing models, both with like pure data science and artificial intelligence. And this, I could see that young people, like especially students still in high school, learned a lot, and they learned a lot about the dynamics of the team, about the skill sets that they need, and that it's not only about being a programmer or being like 5 programmers doing the model, but then you need to have the business understanding, you need to have the use case, you need to have the context, and most of it to be open, like to be sharing with others, to be sharing your ideas, and to feel free, like not just thinking, okay, this is my idea, I'm going to just keep it for myself, but rather to share it with the more the merrier, right? Just to collect feedback and just to become better.
Yeah, that's That's actually great to hear that. And also, as you shared, you taught students. So, in that case, what is that one thing that you think that is missing while, when it comes to Azure Cloud? Okay, so while teaching students, how what do you feel like why they are lacking, or what thing is currently missing within maybe some other teachers that you felt that yeah, students need this while learning Azure?
Well, this is a big question. You know that there are often two ways of teaching. So one is theory, the other one is exercises. The thing that I found very beneficial for the students was when you combine those. So not just theory, not exercise after theory, but rather practice and theory combined in one. So like learning theory and then right after that just implementing it, and especially when it comes to Azure, and even if you just do a certification or just read a book about Azure, if you didn't touch it, if you don't know how to access Azure, if you don't know how to like install a data science virtual machine or just get into stuff in practice, this knowledge will perish. This knowledge will perish. So you won't be able to store it. So you can just memorize it in a bit, but then you need to practice it, and not the sole practice of okay, click here and then this will happen, but actually having a business case where you can think about what you're doing and how can you actually implement this in the future. So what are the dependencies between like the different services? Why would you use one service instead of the others? Stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Uh, so both learnings are very much important for the students. When they lack in practical knowledge, then they are not able to understand how they should actually act it, how it will be implemented in real life, and they somehow then the interest gets dropped. So yeah, that's true. I really admire you for that, like helping students in both the ways, in the theory and the practical knowledge. So moving further with it, I would love to know, like according to you, how can a student can get started with their career in Azure, like not a proper roadmap type, but yeah, a path one should follow to get started with it as a beginner.
This is a very nice question. And there are several paths that students can take. So the first one is the technical one, of course, just doing the certification. There are a lot of paths online. So if you want to become depends on your interest, but you can go to the certificates, you can find learning paths, so you can prepare, you can read books and just be there and apply for a career based on that. I would recommend another approach, which is really first about what do you want to do with Azure, because Azure is it's cloud, so it's cloud it has a lot of potential within, but you need to have the basis. So you need to know what you want to really achieve, because when it comes to AI, it's not like going there and doing the Azure AI fundamentals, and then there are like 2 or 3 certifications for AI, and it's a bit more on that. So really explore what is the area where you want to develop. I always gone to like LinkedIn, see statistics. So what is the thing that I feel like doing, what is the thing that will not just disappear in a few years, because automations are getting more and more. So read, listen to podcasts like this one, and to channels like this one. Listen to people, read materials, read articles, do the technical stuff. Nobody's getting anywhere without the technical, has the technical knowledge, and this is just the way it is right now. But also don't go into this technical box where you're not looking for other opportunities or how this technology could enable you to achieve more.
That's actually great thing that you shared. So also you shared that you got into Microsoft and everything. So how was your MVP journey? Like various people who are contributing to Azure have that one thing in their mind. I also want to be an MVP one day. So in that case, what's the journey or how it felt? How much time you have devoted to it? How much efforts you have put it in to be an MVP?
Well, I think MVP journey is different for different regions because there are these MVP directors, like that they are serving a specific region where um, they're doing this headhunting for people that could contribute. Usually, you can apply, you can contact them, and you can find your journey. But it's like a community in a university or in school because you all have something that is of common interest, and it feels only natural when you meet these people and you start talking about your area of interest. In my case, I was going to this Microsoft event and I was listening to data platform talks, BI talks, like server talks, all of these. And I was talking to them and I was talking about data, I was talking about AI, I was talking about something that was, there was no MVP for AI for our region back then. So at some point, you get into this community, you get into these conversations. You can just apply for an event where you want to speak, or you can be speaking on several events, and then based on this, you can apply. And when you apply, it's an official process. You apply, then you receive a confirmation whether your efforts do actually count as enough for a Microsoft MVP. For me, it took quite some time. Like during the first year I received the award, but I was spending a lot of my time on events. So I was going on a lot of datatoms, I was also teaching, and I had like 15 or 16 weekends that were devoted to this one. But it was also part of my job, and I'm sure that because all types of events count, like everything that you do promoting this culture and promoting this community, and it is non for profit, then this would really count.
That's actually great to hear that, and that's true as well. It's a lot that you have to put in to come to this thing and to get the tag and everything. So there's one last thing I would be happy to have for all our listeners is as you mentioned that you are in the domain of artificial intelligence and data. So what all are your favorite certifications or any recommendations you would be happy to share, or advices as well at the same time for the listeners if they also want to get started within the same domain?
This is a great question. Um, it's very easy to go with the fundamentals first and then just follow the path. I would rather tell explore Azure, explore the different services, try. There are a lot of step-by-step tutorials. See what is actually of your interest and what do you want to specialize in and what do you want to put your effort in. And then based on that, find your certification. This is like there's a lot of information about different certificates. There are practice tests, so everybody can do that. Certificates are important, and they're important for your future career. There are AI engineering certificates that I like a lot. I'm actually right now aiming to do one of them, but yeah, I've done like 3 or 4 certifications before I got to Azure certification, just to like have this basis and have this point of view that would lead me to what are the services that I want to master.
That's actually great. Thanks a lot for sharing the learnings and for sharing the advices. It was really great, having a podcast with you. It was truly amazing, hearing your journey and knowing everything like that. And thanks a lot, everyone. We would be coming with some great another tech podcast soon. So thanks a lot, everyone. See ya.
Thank you
Thanks a
so
lot for
much.
joining.
Thank you.